As you all know, that we are here today together for celebrating or come together to share our happiness and celebrate the UN International Day of Happiness. I really, trust me, like before this, even I didn't know that such a day existed. But when I knew about this, it was a very beautiful experience for me to learn more about this day. So, March 20th is the UN International Day of Happiness. As we all know that our world is facing unprecedented challenges and the well-being of people matters more than ever. So, the UN decided to take the action to help others that they benefit, we benefit, and can set an example of kindness that can ripple out into the world too. So, continuing with this thought in our mind that how can we be eternally happy? Is it really possible to be eternally happy? The secret of eternal happiness, our topic for today. And soon we'll be having our special Didi or teacher, as we say her, who will be coming and enlightening us on this very, very, very special topic. Because somewhere down the line, we all want happiness and we don't know the secret ingredient to be eternally happy. Imagine that we could be eternally happy. Looking at the world possibly today, we feel that it looks impossible. But I'm sure we will be enlightened in a way and think and make sure that it is possible each day, every day, to stay eternally happy. Now, before we start the program, I would like to introduce to the World Spiritual University, the Brahmakumari's World Spiritual University, who actually spreads the message of joy, of happiness, and emotional well being in a lot of ways and brings in peace in our everyday being. So, Brahma Kumaris is a worldwide spiritual movement which is dedicated to personal transformation and world renewal. It was founded in India in 1937. Brahma Kumaris has spread to over 150 countries on all continents and has an extensive impact in many sectors as an international non government organization. However, their real commitment is to helping individuals transform their perspective of the world from material to spiritual. It supports the cultivation of a deep collective consciousness of peace and of the individual dignity of each soul or each individual. It takes me great pride to be a part of such an organization and to be able to serve to mankind and humanity. Now, I like to make a few announcements. There will be two questions chat box that we have introduced here. There'll be questions in Chinese and questions in English. So throughout the program, if you have any questions that you want to ask, you can just message in the chat box and we will be addressing them towards the end of the talk. So please send us your questions in the chat box called the questions in Chinese or questions in English. You will see a name like that on the chat box. So please don't forget to question each whatever doubts that you have or whatever questions that are arising in the chat box to us. And we'll definitely be addressing most of them. Secondly, I would again request all of you to please switch on your videos so that we can see your beautiful face and have an interactive and a very beautiful conversation. Now, let's come to our most important person today who's going to enlighten us for the topic. And she is the one who's going to give us the secret ingredient for eternal happiness. We call her Sapna Didi. Sapna Didi has been dedicated for the spiritual cause for over 25 years. Sister Sapna has carried out countless workshops all over China and has been invited to participate in various charitable undertakings, companies, schools, prisons, rehabilitation centers, psychological intervention centers, nursing homes, women's centers, and schools for the disabled. She has helped many people lead a simple and spiritual life through simple teachings and helped people who are confused to fight to find the light of life and spread love, happiness, peace, and harmony to all parts of China. She has been an eternal part of our spiritual journey since the past 10 years in China. So let us welcome our very beloved and a very special teacher, Sister Sapna. Sister Sapna, may we please have you?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to everyone? Thank you. So it's nice to see all of you once again in one screen. It's such a nice feeling to see everyone together. And thanks to all of them who have made efforts to bring everyone together on this special day, which is the International Day of Happiness. I was just wondering that happiness actually is our true nature. Happiness is something which we deserve. But now we have to celebrate this special day. Once a year, UN had to decide to celebrate this so that we can, all of us can remind ourselves of this originality which we truly are. This beautiful value and virtue. Because it is also adding value to our life. Happier we are, more valuable we become. So at the same time, it is such a beautiful virtue, as we say in this spiritual path, that each virtue is connected with each other. And happiness is something that we can say is a result of so many other achievements and attainments at the spiritual level, at emotional level, not only physical level, but actually at a very subtle level. If we are full of many other attainments, so happiness is a kind of reflection It's a kind of outcome that we experience. So let us explore this today together, because it's not only a talk, but it's a process to explore my own self, my inner self. It's a process wherein I can connect with myself. And I'm happy for all of you, that those who have taken out this time, this valuable time, because everyone's time is very, very valuable, I know. And if you ask anyone nowadays, everyone is busy, right? For many things, the only standard excuse that most of us have is, I'm very busy, right? So we are busy, no doubt. Each one of us is busy, but still, we are the ones who understand this importance of taking out some time for ourselves, who realize this importance of personal time, personal appointment with my own self, with my own being. So, congratulations for that, first of all, that we have been taking out this time. And in this journey today, all of us will explore together, is it, excuse me, is it really possible to have eternal happiness? Or it's just a philosophical concept? Or it is an idea that, yes, we wish that to happen? Is it really possible? What is the first answer that emerges in my mind when I ask this question to myself? What would you say? You can write in the chat box. Is it really possible? Eternal happiness in the present times. Okay, I'm getting answer from the questions. Okay. It's possible, yeah. I'm getting a very positive reply from all of you. I think that is the reason why we are here. Yeah, everyone is very optimistic. And that is why we are here, right? Because we feel that it is possible, and we just need to find out the way to make it eternal. We just need to explore that way. Yeah. So let us begin with this journey of understanding and exploring the secrets of eternal happiness. Here, you can see different kinds of emotions, different phases of emotions. Which one is the one that I can relate with myself for today? Since morning until now, since the moment I woke up in the morning until now, how many phases I can relate with my being today, my emotion, my feelings during the day. Can you see yourself somewhere? Can you see? And I'm sure it changes many times during the day. It's not same always, right? So there are different emotions. We can relate, sometimes very happy, and sometimes very excited, actually. And sometimes little sad, little upset, sometimes a bit disappointed, sometimes also feel hurt. Have all these emotions, swinging between different kinds of emotions during the day, isn't it? But what kind of face is that which I always want? You can draw for yourself. You can draw which one is the face of my emotion, which or the feeling that I would like to be in always, not temporary. There are some emotions which we don't want to experience, but we still do. There are different mood swings. No, which is the one? We know the answer. That is what we are celebrating today, right? We want to be happy. And that happiness also should be very stable. That needs to be very calm inside, not swinging. Yeah, happy and stable. So, this is something we all are seeking for. That means I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to experience disappointment. I don't want to experience any kind of sorrow, but still I do experience all those emotions. Still, I am swinging between all these different kinds of experiences. So that means there is a gap between what I want and what I am, what I want to be, what I want to experience, and what I am actually experiencing. There is a gap. So I need to identify the reason why this gap. Yeah, I can see that we want to be happy, but we get touched by what we see and what we experience all day. So that means somewhere we can realize one thing, that we are being influenced by the external factors. In one sentence, if we want to put it in, it's that I am being influenced even if I don't want to be. But I am being influenced by the situations, by the people, by the whatever things I come in contact with throughout the day. Is that right? Yeah. So, this is something I need to now realize. So, let us see what is happening inside me. And if these different faces I'm changing inside, these faces actually, or we can say these different emotions, are basically the messengers, the signals. Each emotion is giving me a message, is giving me a signal. And what is that signal? Because the emotion which I experience in any situation that I actually don't want to experience, like I don't want to be sad, but I am sad. I don't want to be in sorrow, but I am experiencing sorrow. So, something that I don't want, but I'm still experiencing that. So, there is a message, hidden message behind that emotion, that there is something I need to change. And sometimes we are not able to read that message. And most of the people, when they are reading that message, what they are reading is there is something or someone who needs change. You need to change. This person needs to change. This situation should be changed. So, mostly we are reading the message wrongly. We are interpreting the things in a wrong way. And most of the times we say, this situation should be changed. This person should be changed. Then I can be stable and happy, because that is what we want. We want to be happy and stable. But mostly we are saying, so in a way, when I say that someone has to change in order for me to be happy, in order for me to be happy, someone has to change, which means, what am I creating in my life? All these people, when I say this one is responsible for my sorrow, this person is responsible for my feeling of hurt. So when I say that this person, it is because of him that I feel sad. So in this statement, what am I saying actually? That means if you are responsible for my pain, for my hurt, or for my experience of sorrow, if you are responsible, that means you are the master of my life. I have made you into the master of my life. You are the one who is deciding that I'll be happy or I'll be sad, right? So, this is what is happening with us. So, let us understand it. First, we understand these emotions, negative emotions. When we are anxious, what is happening? Actually, what is happening inside me? When I feel anxiety, there is a fear of hurt or loss. So, we need to really understand the loss has not happened yet, but I have the fear that it might happen. So I'm anxious because I don't know what will happen. I can't predict the situation, and I'm assuming, I'm supposing, I'm assuming something, or I'm visualizing something that has not yet happened. And then this hurt or loss, I'm actually creating that experience of hurt, experience of loss within me when I'm thinking over and over again about one thing. And when a person is hurt, he is very sensitive to any kind of thing which is coming from outside. So it's very easy to get angry, losing your temper, because inside you're already very anxious. You're already feeling that hurt. You're feeling lost. And what will happen when you are angry after that? What is the result? Because either you will express your anger loudly, or you're not expressing it outside, but you're keeping it inside within yourself. In both the cases, what is happening is you have a feeling of guilt, because you create a feeling of guilt. After your anger cools down for a while, after a while, then you realize that I was wrong. And as soon as you realize that you are wrong, you feel guilt. I should not be speaking like that. I should not be shouting at somebody. I should not have said that way. So when you realize that, you have guilt. And this guilt, if kept inside for a very long time, it can also lead to depression. So it can also lead to some kind of depression, long time suppressed emotion, because guilt is something that most of the people, they can't share with anybody else. So this was only one example of chain of emotions, how it starts and how it takes you to that guilt feeling, and it might take you to a stage of depression. Mostly depression, if we define it, is like a very deep sadness. And a person, if he's experiencing that for a long time, many people who are experiencing depression, they are not even able to express the reason why I'm depressed. And please mind it. Nowadays, many people, even layman, very normally, we are using this in our language. I'm depressed today. You know, many people say that I'm very depressed today. Please don't say that without understanding what is depression. Because depression is something very, very deep sadness. It's not a temporary emotion, but it is the result of so many negative emotions kept inside, suppressed inside for a long time. So actually, it relates with then clinical terminology. So we should not be using this because every word has energy. Every word has energy. And if you constantly use these kind of words, I am depressed, I'm sad, I am upset, so it is actually, I'm invoking that kind of energy in my life. So we should not be using this language. But at the same time, I would also say that if I want to heal something, yes, I have to express. If I don't tell anybody, how will I heal that? So that is another situation. But in that situation also, I should know whom to talk to, not to everyone. Like if I have some physical illness, I will go to see the doctor, that particular doctor. And if I'm just spreading the news to everyone that I am feeling this, I'm feeling this, nobody can help. It's just creating that negative atmosphere. So we should not be often using this kind of language. So after understanding the emotions now, let me ask myself, who decides my happiness? So we can have a minute of reflection in this. Let us sit in silence for a while. So wherever you are sitting, would like to have a minute of reflection. I relax myself. Taking a deep breath in and letting it out. I relax my body. Withdraw my attention from the world outside. And go within. Let me ask myself in this silence, what are the situations in which I experience happiness. Who are those people who often make me feel happy? Their presence makes me feel happy. Let me talk to myself in this silence. And once again, I reflect upon the moments when they are not behaving my way. What is my feeling at that moment? Somewhere I do realize I have given my control to someone else, some people or situations. Let me first of all realize this deeply, positively. So here, as soon as we reflect on this part, there are things, generally speaking, we say that this is something that makes me happy or something that makes me sad. We are sometimes very casually saying that this person's presence makes me feel very happy, very excited, very positive. But if we think about it deeply, then we will realize that it's not a very good thing. Because if their presence makes you feel happy, means if somebody can make you feel happy, they have the power to make you feel happy. So they also have the power to make you feel sad. The same person. Because somewhere you are depending on them. And when we are talking about eternal happiness, eternal, imperishable, forever. So if I want my happiness to be forever, to be eternal, then the foundation of that happiness also should be very, very stable and eternal. If the foundation is temporary, then the happiness that is sitting on that foundation is also temporary. It's also shaking. So who decides my happiness? This question is very important, and we have to ask this every now and then. So let us find the reason and how we are depending or connecting our happiness with someone or something. So let us see with one example. Here you see a person, his name is Tom. And this person is very fond of gardening. Now, what happened when he got some time during the lockdown? So he did some kind of gardening. He planted some beautiful plants in front of his house and taking care of them because he had some time. And now, after the lockdown is over, people have started coming. His friends are coming to visit his place and to meet him. And of course, the plant is grown very beautiful. So, and it is just in front of the door, at the front door. So when his friends or contacts, whoever comes, they would, of course, notice that plant. So one person came and that person says that, wow, this plant is so beautiful. So what is the feeling of Tom? If you are Tom, you can relate with that feeling. Somebody coming after a long time visiting him and they are appreciating his plant, which he has actually grown. He has put in so much time and energy in that process. So what would be your feeling? You are Tom. You will feel happy, right? It's very obvious that yes, I will feel happy because, I have done this and I get that appreciation. So there is a sense of joy and proud, right? So I feel very good. Now, this is over. Now another person comes. Another person who comes, he looks at the same plant. He says, what is this? You don't even have a sense that you are growing this plant, this kind of plant in front of your door. Doesn't look good at all. Now, what is the feeling of Tom? What is his feeling? You are Tom. What's your feeling? Not a nice feeling, right? We can relate because we have done so much for that thing. And we would say that, okay, if you don't like it, at least don't say it that way. Even if you don't express this feeling, you will think inside that, what kind of a person is this? That, if he cannot appreciate, at least he should not criticize like this. So you feel a bit sad. And now a third one comes. This third person didn't even notice your plant. He didn't even notice there is a plant that exists. He doesn't care. He has come to see you. Now, you as Tom, what is your feeling? I think we'll be thinking all the time, when will he notice the plant and he will say something to me? Because that was my investment of 3 months, 4 months. I have done so much. I'm talking only about 3-4 months, wherein you have put in so much of time and energy and love and care, everything. And when you put in love and care and energy and time, somewhere, somehow, you get attached to that plant. And that attachment is something like, if someone is saying good about that plant, it is like I feel as if that person is appreciating me. I'm not even able to separate myself from that plant, isn't it? And if it is your own child, in this case it was a plant, and if it is your pet, your child, your house, which you have built, you have put in so much of your investment in creating that house, and so many years of your life you worked hard. So in this process of identification, what is happening, I somewhere unconsciously, I connect, I relate my identity with that object or person, or even a situation. And when someone is saying something about that person, I feel like they are saying this to me. So, because of this wrong identification, my happiness, my feeling of happiness becomes very, very fragile. Very, very fragile. Because it's all the time depending on someone else. Right? Is this happening? But on the one hand, I say that I want to make my happiness eternal. So, what I have to do when I identify the reason, now I diagnose the disease. So, I know what to heal, what to change. I need to identify myself in a right way now. So, this wrong process of identification is creating masters over me, and I am becoming the slave. Because the situations, they are like the prison officers, and I become the prisoner of that situation. When the situation or anything is happening according to my wish, then I'm okay. And if it is not according to what I want it to be, then I'm sad. So, very simply, I have given control of my feelings, my happiness to others. And how this slave mindset works, let us see. These are two people, A and B. Let's say A has a request from B. I want something, like I want you to do this, I want you to go there, whatever. I want means A wants something from B. Okay, the situation, the slave mindset, how it works. So, person A creates a desire from B. Like person A is telling B that I want you to do something. So there is a desire from A side. Now B has the right to fulfill the desire of A. Right? Now B has a choice whether he will do what A wants, or he can just refuse to do that. So A is creating a desire which B is supposed to fulfill. So B is the in charge. B has the choice whether to fulfill or not his desire. So if he fulfills A's desire, it will make A happy. And if he doesn't, then A feels disappointed. So B is in charge. Who made B as in charge? A. Now, A has no choice. He depends on B because he is creating a desire from B that B should do this or B should not do this. So, he is just creating a desire. Choice is not with A, choice is only with B. So, who is powerful in this case? B is powerful. B has the power. B has the choice. B will decide. And A is powerless because A is just looking at B, that whether he will fulfill my desire or not, whether he will do the way I want him to do or not. So, what happened? B becomes the master and A becomes the slave. Now, understand this principle, how it happens. When the desire is created, master is born. As soon as a desire is created, As soon as we use this word, want, I want, I want that you should do this. I want that you should smile. I want you to smile. My desire is very pure, very good. You are my child. You should smile. I want you to be happy. But your child is not happy. You are doing everything possible, whatever you can, to make him feel happy, but he's still not happy. So, what is your situation? What is your state of mind at that time? Your happiness is also depending on his happiness. And in this process, you don't even realize that you are creating a very ingenuine desire. We feel this is genuine, we feel this is natural, because as a parent, I should do everything possible to make my child happy. That is fine. This part is fine. But my happiness should not be depending on his smile. We are two separate people, two separate identities. My identity, my feeling, my emotion is not depending on him. Do you feel the difference? Because me, myself, I have my own identity. He has his own choices and reasons for smiling or not smiling. I should have my own reasons. And my reasons, if my reasons are depending on others, then my happiness is not stable. It can't be. So, how do we free ourselves? What do we do to free ourselves from this slave mindset? We have already identified the reason, which is I want. So, wherever I am wanting or desiring or expecting something from others, I need to warn myself. Here is the point where I create masters over me. So, take your own responsibility. And taking my own self responsibility means taking charge of my life, becoming in charge of my life. You can read, these are beautiful lines. The amazing thing about life is that you choose what you allow to it. You choose how things affect you. You choose how you react. Happiness is a choice. Make it. We can't always choose the music life plays to us, but we can choose how we dance to it. Right? Even somewhere in a party, you are going somewhere and there are hundreds of people there, and everyone is expecting a different kind of music. Everyone's choice is different. Everyone's desire of a particular music cannot be fulfilled, but I can still choose to dance, right? Whatever the music life offers, I can still choose to dance to that music. And for that, what is the hidden word behind this? What is that hidden virtue when I say that I still choose to dance to the tune of life? I can get disturbed also. This music is not my choice. I don't like it. It's like a noise for me. This also can be a choice I can make. But I choose to dance even to that tune the life is offering to me. What is that virtue which makes me feel happy even in this situation? Acceptance. Acceptance is such a beautiful thing. Accepting the people as they are, accepting the situations as they are. See, either You change the situation. If you don't like it, change it. If you cannot change, accept it. What else you can do? If you cannot change, you can do two things. You keep complaining or you accept. What is your choice? You want to continue complaining? And a person who is always complaining definitely cannot be happy. Cannot be happy. And there is no chance, and no one can make him feel happy. So just simply accept. When I say simply accept, just like an innocent child, this is what it is, because this is something which is not in my control. Yes, I take charge of my life, which is in my control. I can do everything to transform myself, to change myself, to be a better person. I should do. But for something which is outside, a situation or a person or even the weather, I can't change the weather. I can just accept it. Now I see a few days ago here, now it's getting very hot. Sun is so bright. I can't keep complaining. The sun so bright, is so hot. What I should do is I should carry my umbrella. I can wear sunglasses. I can do something to protect myself. So just do what you can do. Complaining is a slave attitude. Means I am again becoming a slave of the situations. Masters don't complain. They find a way. They find solutions. So we don't complain. If you want to become masters of your happiness, because if you become masters, then only you can have that eternal happiness, because you are creating your own happiness. You are creating your own recipe. You are not depending on anyone else's recipe of happiness. You have to create your recipe with the ingredients. Those are available in your home. Your home is your heart, your mind, your own intellect. So use your own ingredients. If for even one single ingredient I am depending on somebody else, I lose my happiness. Right? So this is about taking your own responsibility. So now you decide which way. This way or that way. So this is my self choice, my decision, completely my decision. I choose my responses. Tell yourself and write it down. Every day you can just revise this phrase in your mind. I choose my responses. I am the master of my happiness. And another thing which is very beautifully told by Dadi Janki, who was the chief of our organization, apply a full stop to any unnecessary thoughts. Think when it is necessary. No extra thoughts allowed. So I have to tell myself, you can take a screenshot of this. Apply a full stop, even to your thoughts. It's not about speech and words and actions only, but think before you think. She used to say, always think before you think. And this is something so beautiful, the beautiful journey of working on yourself, talking to yourself. And when I check myself, what is going on inside? Because we are so busy looking outside, so busy looking at others, what they are doing, what they are thinking, why she's doing that we don't have time to look at ourselves. So find out time, look within, look at yourself and see if some thought which is unnecessary, it's not required, just stop without giving any reason. Just put a full stop, simply. No questions that how can I put a full stop? How can I stop? Why should I stop? No why, no how, just stop. So I need to, this is also like a car of my thoughts, my mind, and the brake should be very powerful. Wherever, whenever I want to put the brake on, I should be able to. Otherwise, inside, many accidents can happen and it can take away my happiness. So, this full stop technique is very important. If we can do it like at least once every hour, after every hour, 1 minute, I just stop physically and mentally. And then what I have to do is every day, because this is very important thing, that how I talk to myself. Usually what is happening is something happening outside is not affecting me until I repeat that inside my mind. Like you said something to me very negative. You criticized me, you spoke something negative about me. It doesn't matter to me until I accept your words and then I talk the same thing to me in my heart. So I'm also having that negative dialogue about myself. Like you said that, suppose you said that I am not truthful, I'm not honest. And I heard that from somebody that you said this about me. And now when I come back home, I sit with myself inside, I'm thinking, am I really like that? Is it really true what she's saying? I started that negative self talk. My self talk is influenced by your opinion about me. No, I have to clean this, because the most important thing for yourself is how you talk to yourself. It's not about how others talk to you. It's about how you talk to yourself. Very, very important. Very important. So talk to yourself just like you would like to talk to your child. When you talk to a little child who is being negative, who is being influenced by anyone else, who is being bullied by his uh, peers, his friends, or somebody, how would you talk to that child? You will make him feel confident, right? You will tell good things about him. So, this is how I need to talk to myself. Very, very important. So, it doesn't matter how others think about me or what they say about me, it doesn't matter at all. And this can happen if I spend some time with myself in silence. Every day, few minutes of silence, few minutes in the morning and few minutes in the evening. 5 to 10 minutes also, if you can take out, which is completely for yourself, wherein you are not thinking about anyone else, just being with yourself. And it's a process of self realization, which begins with silence. Because realizing yourself means, first thing is, you have to know yourself. Who am I? You have to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you can't realize that. You can't understand. Today, if you ask anybody, who are you? What kind of a person you are? Who are you? What is your nature? What is your personality? How would you define your personality? Okay, if I ask about your personality, your nature, how would you define? Everyone is different, right? So when you talk to yourself, what is the answer, the first answer that is coming from within? What kind of person am I? Maybe some positive things will come in your mind, some weaknesses, right? Because we know ourselves. It's only you who knows you. Others, they know, they claim they know, but they don't. But when you say also you know yourself, you really need to question. You need to question your identity. You need to question your personality. Is it really my true self? Suppose somebody feels that I am very short tempered, very easy to get angry, I'm very sensitive. Do I enjoy this personality of mine? Even if you have that nature, that you are very short tempered, do you really enjoy that? No, right? Answer is no. Direct, clear no. Which means I am myself not enjoying that part of my personality. And if I'm not enjoying that, that means that's not my true self. That is the self that I have acquired from the atmosphere around me or from the kind of upbringing I got from my family, from my surroundings. I have absorbed somewhere on the way, but I'm not liking it myself also, which shows that I'm not comfortable with that part of my personality. So that's not my true self. So, what is my true self? Good news is that everyone, each one of us, originally is pure. When we came onto this earth, in this world, to play our different roles, originally we brought those virtues with us, the virtue of peace, love, happiness, bliss, strength, purity, power. So, all these are actually our originalities. We are originally happy. That is why we are looking for that always. Because we want to stay in that feeling forever. And why I want something? Because I have tasted that before. You will not want something if you don't know the taste. Today, I want to eat ice cream. Why? Because I know the taste of ice cream. That's why I want to eat that. I'm desiring for that. When I say I want peace, I want happiness. Why? From where that want, from where that desire arises in my heart. Because I know the taste. Even if now I am at present, if you see, I am in a very sad kind of atmosphere. I don't feel good at all. I feel very sad, very much sorrow. But I want happiness. So, in that experience of sorrow, also in my heart, I have somewhere that memory, that taste of happiness, which is pulling me to experience that happiness again. I'm wanting that. And sometimes really desperately wanting that. And for that, I am ready to do anything. Right? And we go somewhere, we want to buy new things, we want to buy new clothes, we want to go to watch movie. And for what? For what we are doing all that? Because we are looking for that taste once again, which we have lost on the way in this journey of life. And without realizing that that is already there inside, it's not outside. And once I understand the process of going within, I can take hold of that, my original, eternal happiness that nobody can snatch away from me, that can never get lost no matter what happens outside. And that process of going within is meditation, which is really need of the hour right now. Because our thoughts, our mind is scattered all over. Now, this is the time to bring it back. Be with yourself. really, really needed and recommended. So if we have few minutes, we can have 5 minutes of experience of meditation now. So wherever you are, you can sit comfortably. So in meditation, it's a process to, when we say Rajyoga meditation, it's about becoming your own Raja. Raja means master. So becoming master of your own life. So we will experience this now in next few minutes. Om Shanti. I relax my mind and my body. In this moment of silence, I talk to myself. I ask myself, what is my true self? Seeking for the reply from within. My inner conscience replies me. This outside physical identity is not me. My true self is very pure, innocent, peaceful, and happy. I am a being of light. Visualize yourself as a shining star in the center of your forehead. The being of light, point of light. The eternal, imperishable being of energy. The being of peace, love, and happiness. This is my true self. As I realize this, I strengthen my original personality. I take charge of my life. I take back my self-responsibility. No one and nothing can snatch away my peace and happiness without my permission. I realize that my happiness is my choice. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Sapna. Thank you so much for this insightful and enlightening words that you spoke to us. It really changed a lot of perceptions that I had. Now let's go forward and Didi ask you the few questions that our our other friends have to ask. Didi, there are specifically three questions that we need to address. Didi, one person has asked, few of them have asked, in fact, that how do we react to people who are pretending to be good? They will say everything good on your face, but they are thinking ill about you, or they are not having good intentions or thoughts about you. How do we react to such people?
First thing is, I would like to change a little bit. Instead of creating a reaction, we switch to a response. Because reaction is depending on the action from the other side. It's like if you act positively or you think positively, I react in the same way. So reaction is always depending on others. But my response is my choice. So instead of being reactors, we should realize we are actors. And as an actor, I have my own role. My role should not be affected by their intentions, their purpose, or their agendas. Whatever is their agenda, we meet many people. They are very nice from outside. Inside, we know, we catch the vibration. Their intention is not pure. But I choose to create a response. If I create a reaction, it will be definitely tit for tat. If you are good, I'm good. If you are not good, I am also the same. But in that process, I'm losing myself. I don't want to lose my own role and my own identity and my speciality. My speciality is positivity, and I want to keep that. So even for these people also, I would have mercy. I would have good wishes for them also, that let them also realize if they are going wrong also somewhere, actually they are creating pain for themselves. If not in the present, but in future, this is not going to give them good results. So I should have mercy for them. I will have pure feelings, good wishes, and it will reach that person as well. But before that, it is comforting me, myself. I feel happy. I feel stable, I feel peaceful, and that is the best thing I can give as a gift to myself. And in the process, of course, I'm spreading the same thing to others.
Absolutely, Vivi. Absolutely. Vivi, there are so many questions pouring in, but I'll definitely stop by and ask you a specific question, that how do we stop negative self-talk? Because sometimes what happens is that every day I tell to myself that tomorrow is a new day. I'll try again. I'll try harder. I'll try to do things differently. I'll learn from my mistakes. But however, years after practicing of the same, you know, thoughts, the outcome is the same. Even if I try harder the next day or I try differently the next day, the outcome is the same. So, how do we go ahead when we have a lot of negative self talk and in reality, it does not prove to be exactly how it is?
Mhm. Uh, One truth that I should accept is that each one of us is special and unique. And I need to look at my own specialities, first of all. And even if I see some weaknesses in my personality, but I know it's like clouds, temporary clouds, and it will go away after some time. So that's not my true self. That is why self realization is very important for positive self talk. And that is the first phase of rajyoga study that we do here, we offer here. And for future, if somebody has not done the course, there are many new, I feel, so they can also join and learn more about it. Once you know and realize your positive self, your true self, your higher self, you can say, then you can be in that awareness. But if you're not aware of that, then you see that this present reality as the reality only, because your present reality might be very weak, you feel very sad and you feel very low energy, but that's not you. That's the influence of outside atmosphere. That's the influence of other people's voices. That's not your true self. So that is one thing. And another is, like we are getting so many kinds of negative inputs from the outside world every day. So it's very important to receive some positive inputs every day as well. At least something positive, some good study. Like here, those who are regular students of this spiritual university, they know that we have a everyday study, everyday class. So which is like programming of your mind in a positive way. Like the question is, how do I talk positively with myself? Because you don't have material, that positive vocabulary for yourself. Because all what you are receiving from outside world is that negative vocabulary and negative opinions. So what I have to do is I need to accumulate some positive stock in my mind. And for that, everyday study is very important. Study anything good which you like. And if you would like to join in the regular classes, you are welcome for that also.
Okay, Didi, that was something really very insightful for all of us. Didi, I'd like to take one last question. Um, Didi, there are two people who are asking a similar kind of a question. That how do we detect that we are suppressing a feeling in a difficult situation? And they've very specifically written an example. That example, I'm facing a difficult situation today. I suppress my feelings, I let it go. The second time it happens, I'm able to deal with it peacefully. But if that repeatedly happens 3 or 4 times, the fifth time, all the negative impact, it explodes. Didi, how do we detect that and how can we control that, Didi?
Yeah. So actually, suppressing is not a very good thing. First of all, I would suggest that, and we never say that you should suppress your feelings, even if it is negative. I have to deal with that feeling, not suppress, because it's like a seed inside. It didn't come outside, but it is there. So if you just suppress the seed, but seed is still there, and as soon as the situation comes, it's like you are watering the water and sunshine that seed is getting, and it will grow. Or the other part is that if I keep suppressing because I didn't deal with that, so somewhere inside it is hurting because it is something like an external thing, it's a virus. And if I don't heal that, if I don't deal with that, it is multiplying. So one day will come when it explodes. And that time, even other people are shocked. They are surprised that because you were previously such a peaceful and calm person, because you look like you seem to be a very calm person because you never react. But nobody knows what you're going through inside. So instead of that, we would suggest that, like before we said, that we create responses, not reactions. So in this case, what is happening? You are not reacting outside, but the reaction is happening inside. It is there. So instead of that, it's better to communicate. It's better to express my feelings positively. I choose the right time and I talk to that person. If I don't like what he said or what he thinks about me, or anything which I don't like, or I feel that I need to communicate, find the right time, right medium, right way to talk. And that can happen peacefully. If you accumulate too many negative emotions inside for over a period of time, then you cannot talk peacefully. Then it will be a reaction. It will be like a missile coming out because it's pressing on inside for a long time. So it's better that we deal with that in a very mature way, and we can tell the other person that I have something to talk to you. It is good for you, it is good for me, so it's better we sit and talk and solve. Don't avoid, don't escape, because anything you avoid, it will, like, it's like ignoring some disease, some sickness at initial stage, then it will grow and it becomes cancer. And that's very difficult to heal.
Thank you so much, Didi, for such an insightful, for beautifully blessing us with such insightfulness inside all of us. Again, my take back from this session would definitely be the virtue of acceptance. I request all of you to please switch on your cameras so that we can have a group picture with all you beautiful people and have this memory forever in our minds and in our lives, that we attended, took out time for ourselves, a reminder that we took out time for ourselves in a positive and towards a positive direction. Thank you so much, Didi. So please switch on all your cameras and show us all your beautiful faces to take a beautiful picture
It's
with
nice
Didi.
to see everyone.
Yes.
Otherwise, it looks like one way. Thank you.
So please stay back, because we, on every third Sunday of the month, we do world meditation, meditation for world peace. So we'll be definitely heading forward towards that. So please stay back, because it's for the world and we know what the world is dealing with right now. It surely needs our positive vibrations, all our collective positive vibrations. So please do stay back for the meditation for world peace. And we'll be displaying a code for future classes. So please make sure you scan that. If you want any further materials or future references, please scan the code and be in contact with us and get in touch with us if you further want to get influenced or go for more classes. please, please, please scan this code for future references and for future classes. All in all, we thank you, Sister Sapna. Thank you from the bottom of all our hearts for such a wonderful session. We really and thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it. Thank you so much, Didi. And we have a lot to take back from today's session. And I'm sure all of you would agree with me. So thank you so much, Sister Sapna.
Thank you, everyone. Nice to see everyone together. So we can continue with our meditation. Those who are comfortable with it, they can continue. Otherwise, you are free to choose. Thank you.